In 1973, CIA Director Richard Helms gave a panicked order: destroy it all. Within hours, decades of records, thousands of pages documenting the most horrific human experiments in history, were fed into industrial shredders and reduced to ash. He thought the secret was dead, but he forgot about the paper trail. A set of financial records survived a clerical error. 7 boxes of receipts that proved the United States government spent millions of dollars to find the master key to the human mind. They didn't just want to influence you, they wanted to rewrite you. Welcome back to the Black Box Archive. Today, we declassify Project MK Ultra. The year was 1953. The Cold War was turning into a psychological arms race. Rumors were spreading that American POWs were being brainwashed in Korea. The CIA's response was a project so secret, only a handful of people knew it existed. Its mission? To develop chemical, biological, and radiological materials capable of controlling human behavior. Led by a man named Sidney Gottlieb, a chemist who believed the mind could be cracked open like a safe, MK Ultra branched into 149 subprojects. They didn't use soldiers, they used the unsuspecting. Prisoners, mental patients, prostitutes, and everyday citizens who just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. One of the most infamous subprojects was Operation Midnight Climax. The CIA set up safehouses in San Francisco and New York. They hired prostitutes to lure men back to these apartments. Behind a two-way mirror, CIA agents sat with martinis, watching as the men were secretly dosed with massive amounts of LSD. They wanted to see if they could use sex and drugs to extract secrets or prepare an assassin. For nights on end, unsuspecting men had their realities shattered, while government bureaucrats took notes on their mental collapse. Many of these men never recovered. They didn't know why they were losing their minds. They didn't know the government was the one pulling the trigger. But the safehouses were only the beginning. The CIA needed to know the limits of the human psyche. In a project known as Subproject 68, they turned their attention to a psychiatric hospital in Montreal, Canada. Here, Dr. Ewen Cameron was perfecting a technique he called psychic driving. Cameron believed that mental illness could be cured by completely erasing the patient's existing personality and building a new one from scratch. To do this, he broke his subjects. He put patients into chemically induced deep sleep that lasted for weeks. While they were unconscious, he blasted their brains with electroshock therapy, sometimes 30 to 40 times higher than the standard medical limit. When the patients woke up, they were in a state of total confusion. This was when the driving began. Cameron would place headphones on the patients and play recorded loops of messages, sometimes 500,000 times. These messages would repeat the same phrases over and over, 20 hours a day. He wasn't healing them, he was shattering them. His patients forgot how to walk. They forgot how to speak. Some forgot their own children, seeing them as strangers. They became empty vessels, ghosts trapped in their own bodies. Across the border, the CIA was testing other methods. In subprojects involving sensory deprivation, subjects were locked in dark, soundproof tanks for days on end. They wanted to see how long it took for a human being to begin hallucinating without any external stimuli. The answer was often less than 48 hours. The CIA was learning that the brain is a delicate machine, and when you cut the wires of reality, it begins to eat itself. They also experimented with aerosolized LSD. They wanted to know if they could spray a crowd of people and turn a violent protest into a sea of confused, compliant zombies. They tested these chemicals on their own employees, too. In 1953, a government scientist named Frank Olson was secretly dosed with LSD during a retreat. 9 days later, he fell to his death from a hotel window in New York. The CIA called it a suicide. His family called it murder. When the project was finally exposed in 1975 by the Church Committee, the public was horrified. But because the files were destroyed, no one was ever truly held accountable. Sidney Gottlieb retired to a farm to raise goats. Dr. Ewen Cameron died while mountain climbing. The CIA claimed the project was a failure and had been shut down decades ago. But can you ever really close a box like this? The techniques developed in MK Ultra, isolation, sensory deprivation, and the breaking of the human will, became the blueprint for modern enhanced interrogation. They may have burned the files, but the scars are still on the world. They proved that the human mind isn't a fortress, it's a black box. And once they have the key, you are no longer the one in control. If they could do this in 1953 with the technology of 70 years ago, imagine what they can do now. Our next file takes us from the individual to the masses, the psychology of the crowd. Subscribe to the Black Box Archive to stay informed, because the most dangerous experiment is the one you don't know you're in.